Hey everyone! Hey, I'm hopefully in much better spirits than yesterday. I certainly feel much better than yesterday. Yesterday was a tough day. Again, I need to sort out my camera as usual. One day I'll have a reliable way of making sure the camera is preset. Mind you, I could try and look it up, but it takes only a minute or so to get the thing roughly the way I want it, so it's all good. Plus, I moved the posters. I don't know if I said about that earlier the other day. Yeah, hey, I hope everyone's doing well. Um, yeah, I've been actually quite excited with what's coming up on the channel because I've been doing a little bit of research. Obviously, today we're going to be playing this. It's going to be quite chill cast. I think, considering last time was like 6 hours, which is quite long for me. I eventually will hopefully have more regular 6 hours broadcasts, but for the time being, 4 hours is where I want to be. Um, you know, and I have ideas of that too about how to make it more lucrative to extend it for people if people wish to have that happen. Um, but yeah, I've been noticing that a new Tales of game has come out recently, which is really quite exciting. Oh wait, I don't mean to do that. So that's quite fun because I'm thinking possibly that my next attempt for what's it called? Once I finish Valkyria Chronicles, which is near the end of it, chapter 16 right now. Now I might actually look back at Tales of Symphonia in like build up to the new Berseria, and the fact that Berseria, the kind of game that way back in the day wouldn't even be considered on PC, these days with Steam being such a success as it is, all sorts of wonderful titles go to doing PC releases right from the beginning. So I'm very excited about that. I've been watching quite a bit of that. I don't want to spoil myself too much, but considering it's in Japanese and I don't understand a bit of Japanese, it's not too big a concern. But yeah, it certainly makes me think I really want to do. Let me just think about how long this needs to be. Um, this is 9. Okay. Do some Tales of games and build up to that, like an excitement for that, because I get hype going and okay before it gets released next year, apparently in March. Um, then yeah, um, I'll be able to play the series. I've never played a Tales of game before, but they've always looked quite fun, and they've always looked like the kind of game I want to get into. So I bought a couple during the Steam sale. Um, but yeah, I'm really excited about this new Berseria thing. And I like the idea of trying to find new releases to associate when to play games. So I'm thinking, since I have Zestria, which is this one apparently just before Berseria, and Symphonia, if I play Symphonia after Valkyria Chronicles, it might give me enough time to then play a couple other things, and then lead up next year, January, February, whatever time, before, although, it takes me quite a while considering Valkyria Chronicles to finish a game, play Zestria so that I can play Berseria when it comes out. It sounds to me like the kind of thing I want to be doing. So actually, I was thinking, because I do want to vary, I am aiming to be a variety broadcaster, so I do want to vary the kind of games I'm playing. Like this is not a JRPG, which is one of the reasons why it was attractive for me. Plus, I had played the beta before, so it was something I can go back to, which is the concept behind Friday Favorites, is games that I've played or experienced. So yeah, I want to be variety, but I also really, really like JRPGs. So kind of like, any variety broadcaster out there, they have their own kind of niche, have their kind of own preferences, their favorites, all that sort of stuff. I think my favorites are very much JRPGs, especially these days. JRPGs and 3D platformers, which, mind you, I also found out whilst doing this research for Berseria because I noticed it was being hosted by someone I follow. That Yooka-Laylee's been pushed back, which is cool because it allows me to have time to play other games. I'm not the quickest gamer out there. I have to get real with that. I might become quicker over time, but right now I'm not the quickest gamer. I just have to accept that that is a thing. Especially because I try and do 4 games on the bounce at any one time. That certainly slows down the process. I don't know where these toilets are. They're here. They must be here. Yeah. Okay. That I want enough time to be able to play these things. So the fact that Yooka-Laylee's been pushed back to next year, it's actually not so bad for me. Especially when you consider No Man's Sky, for example, it was rushed. Last thing I want something that's as dear to me as Rareware coming back is them being rushed. So if they need more time, I'm certainly happy to have more time. Hopefully most people seem to be, from the forums I've looked at, happy for them to have more time. But yeah, I've been thinking, even though I want to vary it up, that I'm going to be sticking with a JRPG theme, at least for flashbacks and Weeaboo Wednesdays. I mean, Weeaboo Wednesdays will always be JRPG-esque. Not really necessarily. There are things like Galgun, there are things like Danganronpa, and technically they aren't, you know, they aren't JRPGs, strictly speaking, in the way they're played, but that kind of game will always feature quite heavily in that series. Hey, Starflex. Hey there. I love saying hello to people who come by. Hey there. So yeah, I've been doing a bit of research. I've been doing, what do I want to do with the channel? How do I want to make it still exciting, interesting, and all that? And yeah, I'm really excited about Berseria. I mean, like I say, I've been watching a bit of it. Not too much, but enough to feel like that's the kind of thing I want to be excited for. There are other games too I want to be excited for, but I wanted to mention that one because I think that's what I'll be moving on to, at least with Symphonia. Because thankfully Symphonia and Zestria are on Steam, which means I can do them, because currently that's the only thing I have available. But yeah. Also, I've been looking at Fairy Fencer as something I would possibly want to do at some point, because they had a relaunch title. Like the title was like made a new remake, as it were, and that seems pretty interesting, pretty exciting. So that's certainly something I like the idea of doing. But I need to see, one of the problems with me is, like, since I tend to be slower with games than even, like, what's it called? You know those websites that, like, tell you how long a game's supposed to take? I tend to be slower than that. It's just something I've come to accept, is that I tend to be slower, much slower than those games. So they're not really a very good ratio for me to go by, unless I, like, double it. So, crazy enough. Because, like, it's been, like, 14 casts with Valkyria Chronicles, and it's supposed to take like 25 hours, and the cast is 4 hours, 5 hours, so, you know, that's a lot longer than they suggest. But yeah, oh wait, I could do large pipe here. Also, today's been one of those crazy days where, even though it's awful, the weather is hideous, raining, all the rest of it, I'm still sweating like crazy. I have a fan on, I don't know if you can hear it. I need to find a way to extend this. I don't have enough space, I'm running out of space now. Also, I don't know what happened to my mouse controls, but like, okay, so I just use WASD, that'll be fine. Hopefully that doesn't affect my, because my key commands with the with the OBS is also some of it is AMD and that sort of stuff. I just wanted to get that out there because I have been meaning to kind of talk about stuff more. Part of me wants to make it a surprise, and also part of me wants to reserve the right to change my mind, because I have several ideas on the go. I might feel one is more important than another, and then might switch my mind about that, and all the rest of it. I don't want people getting their hopes up. But, you know, having watched what I'm watching, I really want to try and gear as many games to new releases as possible. So, yeah. Since the new release of Berseria is something quite exciting, I think. I've been watching a bit of. I don't really understand any of it. I don't understand Japanese, but which is kind of helpful in that regard because it means I don't have to worry so much. I'm running out of money. Right. Insufficient funds for. I don't know. Okay, so I better. Fuck. These two aren't receiving treatment. Oh yeah, I also better do this. Room requirements canteen, really? Oh, bloody hell. That's not even part of this room though, that's weird. Like I would have thought all of the room's requirements would be to do with the room itself. Whereas a canteen is a separate room. That's really peculiar. Maybe I shouldn't. I like saying hello to my viewers, but I feel like I scare them sometimes. Which is a shame. I don't want to scare people. I really do like to say hello because, you know, nothing pleases me more than seeing someone take their time to come watch me. I mean, you know, that's what I'm here for after all, isn't it? So, it's a shame when it backfires, but whatever. I need to make a canteen clearly, so that's what I will be doing. But yeah, I just wanted a quick mention on what I've been doing over the past period of time and what I've been enjoying. And yeah, I've been enjoying a lot of that of Zestria and well, not Zestria, but Berseria, which is all these names, man. All these names don't mean anything to me, but they sound exciting and interesting. Because I'm not really familiar with the names. I'm not familiar with the series. I've never played the series. I've known of the series for some time. I actually own Graces on the PlayStation 3, but which I might stream later, you know, like once I've streamed this sort of stuff. But for now, I'm really interested in streaming the ones that are on Steam, which is really awesome. Serving table. It says, doesn't it? Serving table. How come that never works? Is it because it doesn't need capital? Oh no, because I'm wrong thing. Whatever. Okay. Alright, yeah. Up here. Let's zoom in a bit. Cool. I know how I want to do this, but I just I don't know. I don't know how it's exactly going to go. That's perfect. This is going to be a small one. as you can see, just to get myself going. Small canteen. And yeah, I need. Unfortunately, I still need to practice being able to play and talk at the same time. That's why I usually like talking at the beginning and the end of a cast, because I'm not so concerned over the game. Hopefully that's enough in terms of the camera. I never have with the camera, let's face it. Constantly looking around a bit, constantly changing it. I'm not so much in the center anymore, am I? But that's why, you know, like, the practice of streaming will hopefully help me be able to talk and play at the same time. I still find it really difficult. Mind you, my cognition has always been bad, always just been one of my weaknesses in mental. Like, I've had psychological reports and stuff. So in the past, like, you know, because I've been identified with certain things and stuff. And one of those is that I have really awful cognition. So talking whilst playing it is tough for me. But I try, you know, I really do try, and I'm hoping that through practice and through prompts and through all sorts of things that I feel might help, I will get better at it. That's all I can hope for, really. Yeah. This will be the kitchen. It's a small kitchen, but it will function. To be honest, this is the canteen too. Cooker, fridge, and sink. Let's try and get the cooker, fridge, and sink. But I just don't want you to talk about that, because I have been, you know, like earlier today and all that sort of stuff, been really excited about what I've been watching in that regard. Now, I also want to try and, did I say I want to try and make a spreadsheet? Because I definitely do. But it's just finding how long games take for me is tough. Or at least, not necessarily being exact at that, but being rough so that I'm erring on the side of caution. So giving myself more time than necessarily I necessarily need. You know. I hope that was right, Ron. I don't know. No, bugger. It's not even. Or it's not, you know, like. Oh. It's fine. We need to do utilities for this. Alright. So that should be good. Does that mean I have a kitchen? Okay, I also need to do that. Okay, so this hopefully will work. It'll give me the canteen and kitchen I want. Alright. I don't want it locked, so fine. So that makes these cells viable, doesn't it? That's really cool. I'm really happy that it does that. It's really important that it does that. The utilities there are all working. This is all working. That's good. I wonder if I was to take a small pipe down here, would this help fill this? Would this help this? Would this be a better route? It might be, you know. Yeah, it is. You see, that's a better route. I was wondering if that would work, but it did. That's really cool. That's really helpful. So now I really want some prisoners. So, reports. Intake. $324. And then I'm going to put it back down to 0 after that. Well, maybe what I want is 23. And then because then I can go one more. Because I'm not going to be able to do it on 0, am I? You see. Then I go to 23 and then go that take it down to 1 after the 23. And then is this working properly? What the fuck? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So that is actually how it looks open, and then this is when it shuts. Good. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like leaving a gap. Because that would have been silly. So yeah, we have, whoa. Okay, sorry, that's just regular. Still have to remind myself of things. So we have a minimum, we have a small prison right now, which is pretty fucking cool. At least 100 inmates. That is the big criteria, 100 inmates, as well as the money. But the money will come from the inmates, so yeah, that's why I'm doing that. And I also want grants. I don't know why I haven't been getting grants. What the fuck? Where is it? In progress. Why can't I see that? I can't see any of that. What the fuck? Medical ward, 2 doctors, holding cell, shower. Jesus Christ. Kitchen canteen is done. Shower. I need showers here. Yeah, I need showers here. Okay. That's what I would do. Showers here. How much is this total? So I want 8. And 8 again. And then to I want a room saying shower in here. Let's shower there. shower head is all it needs. It's pretty nice and easy. Cool. So how long is this? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So just 3 by 3 squares, basically. Yeah, exactly 3 by 3 squares all the way. Oh! It's like, you see, I have no money. It's kind of shitty. But when I do this, I will have money. Which is awesome. Also, grand. Extra grand. Nice. So I have that, huh? Yeah, I had shower heads. I don't know why I lost it. Oh no, because I still have 18. Alright, let's just speed this along. Now, I want to where is it? Intake. 1. So cool, I have 10,000. And so now, utilities again. This might not reach with this stuff. Which is fine. So with normal time, I need to be sped up all the way fast. Go to your fucking. Oh. Cause I need. Well, at least he's doing that. Alright. Gotta take these inmates to their cells. Yeah, I thought that might not work. Still, I got a shower, pretty much. Done and dusted. Which is quite cool. Actually, I'm a bit of an idiot here. I need to dismantle some stuff. Yeah, I need to. Cool. Object materials, concrete wall. I want this. And I also want to demolish this. And I also want to